The cessation of pain is of two kinds. One is momentary, and the other is lasting. That which effects a momentary cessation is called artha, psychophysical. That which causes total cessation is called paramartha, spiritual. The lasting cessation of the three kinds of afflictions can only be achieved in the state of valid cognition, attained through sadhana or intuitional practice. And so establishment in valid cognition alone is paramartha, and sadhana is the stepping stone to the lasting cessation of pain. That is why Brahma sadhana is the only achievable effort for the unit entity, for it is the highest accomplishment. The tendency of the human organs is directed towards the external world, for it is their characteristic to bring the human mind into contact with the external world. As the quinquemental crude factors are the objects of their activity, the organs are necessarily materially inclined. We cannot, however, place the organs entirely in the category of crudity, since they are engaged in transmitting the five tanmatras, or inferences or generic essences, sound, touch, form, taste, and smell, to the inner realms of the unit entity. If we regard the tanmatric entity, whose inferential comprehension takes place only internally, as purely psychic, then we have to term the organs the crude bearer of the pure psychic entity, as psychophysical. Retrieving them from their inert conditions, they can be converted into conscious entities to some extent. The mind, or better still the Chitta ectoplasm, and Aham Tattva ego are far more subtle than the Tanmatras, for they define the existence of these inferences. Indriyabhya para yarta artebhyasha param manaha manasya para buddhir buddhiratma mana mahan paraha. The organs are psychophysical, hence the amount of crudeness in them is more than in the psychic inferences. So the tanmatras or inferences are subtler than and superior to the organs. The seat of the tanmatras is in the Chitta, and so the Chitta is superior to the tanmatras. The entire functional faculty of material comprehension of the Chitta and the Aham Tattva is dependent on the Mahatattva, the unit I-feeling, and so the Mahatattva is superior to both the Chitta and the Aham Tattva. Superior to this unit I-feeling is your higher self, your great I, whom you know to be Saguna Brahma, the qualified supreme consciousness. Mahataha para ma vyaktam avyaktat purushaha paraha purushana param shinshitsa kashtasa parakati. Greater than Saguna Brahma is the unmanifest primordial Prakriti, the operative principle in equilibrium, for she contains within her the capacity to qualify Saguna Brahma. That is the qualification of Saguna Brahma is entirely dependent on her attributional manifestations. But Purusha is still superior to the primordial Prakriti. Purusha is the ultimate stage of all evolved objects. He is the supreme rank of consciousness. You will not find a bit of immobility anywhere in this evolved world. Everything is moving forward. The word Jagat, world, is derived from the root gam plus quip, which means moving. All objects in this world had to move, do have to move, and will always have to move. Motivity is indeed their dharma or characteristic. Life throbs in the rhythm of movement and is enthralled in its current. What is destination of its movement? He is the final destination. He is the terminus of all the movements of all the units, their ultimate goal, the final end of the stream. Isha sarveshu bhuteshu buddhatmana prakashate rishyate dvagriyaya buddha sukshmaya sukshmadarshibi. All movement terminates in merger in him. There all existences become motionless. In that motionlessness there remains no seed of reactivation. To reach him one must follow the path of sadhana. One must practice a particular system. Only by studying philosophy or making big speeches or writing long articles one cannot attain him. In order to attain him, the practice of sadhana must be rigidly followed, and practical knowledge must be acquired. Even if there is no knowledge, the practical active sadhana, which is achieved through the purification of the different internal strata of the mind, has to be performed. One must bear in mind that one's entire sadhana depends only upon internal purification. There is not even the slightest scope for any showy demonstration. The rishi said, Yashedvan manasi pragyan stad yachejina atmani jnanam atmani mahati niya shetadya shanta atmani. Absorb the forces of your organs in your vital force, and the dormant potentiality of your sensory power will make you more energetic, more mentally powerful. That is why wise people direct all their endeavors towards this end. Gradually merge this awakened mental force in your intellect, in your subtle sense of ego. In other words, mingle your sensory potentiality with your mental potentiality, and your mental potentiality with the potentiality of your eye feeling. Then identify all the collective force of your microcosmic intellect with your great eye, that is to say, merge all the potentiality of your unit eye in that of cosmic eye. People of wisdom, eventually absorbing all their egocentric potentiality in the integrated calm, non-attributional entity, attain their deliverance from all evil thoughts and worries. This gradual process of absorption of the unit consciousness in the cosmic consciousness of the individual entity in the collective entity is what is called sadhana, spiritual practice. The final attainment of attributelessness in the restful and tranquil Atman is the supreme target, the ultimate goal. The only duty of one who has attained human body in whom human potentiality is present is to progress on the path of sadhana. No one of intelligence should waste even an iota of time. With every respiration, your longevity is diminishing. From the day of your birth as an infant, you have been speeding towards the funeral pyre. Every movement is taking you closer and closer to death. So I say, do not waste your time needlessly. The sage said, Utishtata yagrata prapya baran nibodhata kshurasya dara nishita duratyaya durgam patashtat kavajo vadanti. Katopanishad. Arise, awake, seek an acharya of an intuitional science, or Brahma Vijnana, and get initiated in the path of sadhana. The Kavi, seer of truth, says this path is impassable. It is as dangerous as a sharp razor's edge, and so you will have to step carefully. You must proceed very quickly along this inaccessible path, for you have very little time at your disposal. So do not stop, go forward, do not look back. Remember, everyone is entitled to sadhana. For this, nothing, neither pedigree, education, knowledge, nor any asset, is necessary, except only two things: implicit faith and sincerity. Arouse these two things through your willpower, and victory is yours. It must come. Just Yashta Purnima, 1956, DMC. Yashta Purnima.